Hello, and welcome to your Science News Update, where we're digging into some of the most fascinating breakthroughs happening right now.
All right, first up, we're heading out into our solar system. We've got a wild new theory that's totally rewriting Saturn's history, and at the same time, some intense solar activity is throwing a new wrench in the works for upcoming moon missions.
Saturn's biggest moon, Titan, and those incredible rings, we've always had questions about them. Well, researchers at the SETI Institute are now pitching a much more dramatic origin story. They think Titan, as we see it today, might actually be the result of a massive cosmic smash-up between two older moons.
So check this out. It all seems to have kicked off about 500 million years ago with this super violent merger. And this one event, it could solve a bunch of mysteries all at once. Like, why is Titan's surface so weirdly smooth? Why does that little moon Hyperion just tumble through space so chaotically? And maybe the biggest one of all, why are Saturn's rings so young? Turns out, they might have formed from the debris of that crash just 100 million years ago. Pretty incredible.
Okay, so staying in space, but let's come a little closer to home. NASA's big plan to get humans back to the moon, the Artemis program, it's getting a major update. And it's not just about the rockets, it's also because we're getting new intel about our own star, the Sun.
So right now, Artemis 2 is penciled in for an April 2026 launch. The problem? A new analysis of solar cycles is basically flashing a big warning sign. That timing puts the crew right in the crosshairs of a predicted spike in solar superflares. I mean, these are colossal eruptions that spew out waves of high-energy particles, exactly the kind of thing you do not want to be flying through when you're outside the protection of Earth's magnetic field. So the recommendation is pretty clear. Push the launch to late 2026 and just sidestep the worst of it.
Yeah, and this quote from one of the researchers really nails it. They're basically urging NASA to take this new solar forecast seriously. It's a huge reminder that, for all our amazing tech, the sun is still very much in charge.
All right, let's zoom out, way out. We're leaving our solar system behind and heading into the deep past, because the James Webb Space Telescope has found something that, well, according to everything we thought we knew, it just shouldn't be there yet.
Just 2 billion years. That's it. That's how young the universe was when this surprisingly mature galaxy was already up and running. I mean, to put that into perspective, our models said it should take billions and billions of years more for a galaxy to get this organized. It's like finding a full-grown adult in a cosmic nursery. It just doesn't add up.
So what's the big deal? What makes it so mature? Well, it's this thing called a stellar bar. It's basically a dense line of stars and gas that cuts right through the galaxy's center. You can think of it as the engine of the galaxy, pulling gas inward. Seeing one is a sign that a galaxy has really settled down. It's past its wild, chaotic youth.
And this chart just lays out how much of a surprise this was. In every single category, what we found completely upends what we expected to find. We thought we'd see a messy, disorganized protogalaxy. Nope, it's a mature barred spiral. We thought forming a bar like that takes at least 5 to 7 billion years. Nope, this one did it in 2. This really forces us to go back to the drawing board on how fast the early universe could get its act together.
Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this summary of what's new in science, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more. It really helps us keep bringing these updates to you.
Okay, let's bring our focus back from the vastness of space to the intricacies of our own biology. We've got some massive news in disease treatment, genetics, and even how our bodies burn energy.
First up, this is truly a monumental step forward in the fight against a disease that has devastated parts of Africa for centuries. The European Medicines Agency just gave the green light, a positive opinion, for a completely revolutionary new treatment for sleeping sickness.
And the difference here is just wow. I mean, look at the old way. We're talking 10-day courses of pills, toxic injections, often requiring people to be hospitalized for invasive, painful procedures. Now, this new cure, acazoberol, it replaces all of that with a single dose of 3 tablets. That's it. One day, you take the pills and you're done. It is a total game changer.
All right, next up, we've got a discovery that basically rewrites page 1 of the biology textbook. For the longest time, we had this idea about how life starts, and it turns out we might have been wrong. Scientists have found that our DNA is intricately organized from the very, very beginning.
Yeah, for decades, the story was that the DNA in a fertilized egg is basically a jumbled mess, a blank slate. But now, using this amazing new method called PicoSee, scientists can see the structure of single DNA strands. And what they found is the complete opposite. There's already this complex 3D scaffold built in place. It's like a pre-existing blueprint, all set up to control which genes get turned on later. It's there to make sure development gets started without any major errors.
Okay, this next one is really interesting, especially if you're curious about metabolism. Researchers have stumbled upon a way to essentially trick the body into burning fat. And get this, without any changes to diet or exercise.
So how on earth does that work? Well, look at this. They took mice and just removed two specific amino acids from their diet, methionine and cysteine. And what happened was incredible. The mice's beige fat just kicked into high gear, started producing a ton of heat, and began burning calories like crazy. We're talking at a rate that's similar to being in near freezing temperatures constantly. And the result? They lost weight without eating less or hitting the treadmill.
And to round out our health section, we've got some really hopeful news. There's a promising new gene therapy for a rare and severe neurological disorder called Rett syndrome, and it just got a major thumbs up from the FDA.
The therapy is called NGN-401, and it's designed to very carefully control the faulty gene that causes Rett syndrome. Because it's already shown real, meaningful improvements in patients, the FDA has granted it breakthrough therapy status. Now, what that means is that it's going to be on a fast track for development and review, which is just fantastic news for the families waiting for it.
All right, for our last couple of stories, we're going to look at a huge breakthrough in sustainable chemistry, and then we're going to travel way back in time to a jaw-dropping discovery about our ancient ancestors.
This is just so clever. It's a huge advance for sustainability. Chemists have figured out this elegant process that uses a cheap iron catalyst, and it's powered by nothing more than simple LED light. And with that setup, they can take methane, that potent greenhouse gas that we usually just burn as fuel, and turn it directly into complex, valuable things like medicine. It's a massive step toward a future where we reuse and recycle chemicals instead of just burning them.
And finally, let's head to a cave on the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. Using some really advanced dating techniques, scientists have been able to get a precise age for a piece of ancient art found there.
67,800 years. Just let that sink in. That is the official age of a hand stencil found on the cave wall, which officially makes it the oldest piece of rock art ever discovered anywhere in the world. It's an absolutely stunning find that pushes back the timeline for when humans first started expressing themselves through art.
And that's our science news update for now. We'll be back with another update in 24 hours.